How you doing? My name is Anthony Nolan. I am the state representative for New London's 39th District, and I have the great opportunity of being at the Chamber of Commerce. So welcome to Rollin with Rep. Nolan as we talk about what is the Chamber of Commerce. I'm with two great people, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk about what is the Chamber of Commerce.
Sure. Megan Gilbert, Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce of Eastern Connecticut, and I've been here about 12 years now.
Thank you, Megan.
Tony Sheridan. I've been at the Chamber for 20 years.
20 years.
Just celebrated my 20th anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
So, it's a great job. It's a fun job. And we believe, and I think it's accurate, that we do a lot of good for especially small businesses trying to get started, get a foot up in life.
Something that is well needed in southeastern Connecticut. So you guys just moved into the city.
Yes, thank you to the state of Connecticut, who provided approximately 50% of the funds that it took to purchase this building and to renovate it.
And where were you prior to coming here?
As the mayor would tell you, we were out in the back pasture in Waterford.
In Waterford, yes. And you've bought such a eye-opening project to New London by doing all that you did. You renovated the old Merrill Lynch building.
Correct. We actually gutted the entire building.
Yeah.
And so it's set up now to have workstations for people who are eager to start a business.
Yeah.
We provide the high-speed internet. We provide the electricity and the heat and the AC. So we're really trying to help people get a leg up into a new business.
Yeah. So there are several offices here, and you have a way of renting or leasing space for those that want to be part of the inner mingling of the Chamber of Commerce. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. So we have 9 private offices here. Right now they are fully occupied, which is huge for us. Several small businesses, a few nonprofits, the Black Business Alliance, the Dominican Association. So all of those tenants have become partners with the Chamber. Those that are established enough in business to lend their skills and their expertise are happy to do so for our coworkers, our members, our visiting population who uses the day desks. So there's a lot of back and forth, networking, learning from one another, and being part of what's going on in the community.
Yeah. So for those that do lease office space and or you have some other space out here, like in a cubicle type setting, what is offered to them to use here?
Sure. So as Tony said, the high-speed internet is key. The coffee is probably also key. We have a beautiful cafe kitchen space, and they have full service of administrative support. So we have a community manager for the Innovation Center. The Chamber is also housed here, so on-site management. But everything is provided, and most of them had furniture that came with the offices. There's security. It's monitored 24/7. So there's a number of opportunities to grow because you're bolstered by the supports that we have. We really want it to be a one-stop shop, simple process. Utilities are also included in the rent. And all of that is really so we as a nonprofit can give back to the community.
Right. And your cubicle space, and you have like a conference area. Are they able to use those areas also?
They are. So there are daily co-working desks. They can use those for additional staff or if they just need another place to land. And the meeting space is also included a certain number of hours per month, but we really try to be flexible.
Yeah. So what do you find as being the benefit in moving to New London?
Well, it was a long-term project. It started close to 5 years ago. And of course, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And then we got derailed for a year and a half or thereabouts. And then when we really got started, we had to I made a commitment to the governor that we'd raise approximately 50% of the cost from the private sector.
Right.
So that's how it worked out. So we got some money from the state and some money from the private sector, total of $3 million. And then the work had to be done. Then we had to gut the building. We it hadn't been used for a number of years, so some portions of it were obsolete.
Yeah.
And so we really started off from scratch.
Wow.
And we had a great local contractor, Carlin Construction, and then the banks, but particularly Chelsea Groton Bank, were very good to us. I mean, a lot of the older-looking, beautiful furniture was donated by Chelsea Groton, along with a significant financial contribution.
Yeah.
So it was a true community effort,
Right.
to put this together.
Well, I mean, just to walk in here and see, how what the ambiance of the place is. It's really a professional looking space that people can come and take advantage of with the office space and the cubicle space. So for someone who's just starting and getting into business, how do they connect with the chamber? I mean, what do they need to do to become a member?
So the Chamber is a nonprofit that exists for the sake of its members. The Innovation Center is an additional service. You need not be a member of the Chamber. So I just want to be clear that we want to be open and welcoming to everyone who's ready to be in business or already in business. But it's simple. We try to be as available as possible. Visit our website, give us a call. It's chamberect.com. They can also call us and reach any of our staff. We also have dozens of events, so you'll always see someone somewhere. But they can reach out to us in any way that they're comfortable with so that they can access what is now a clean, convenient, comfortable space, or to join the chamber on a larger scale as a member and participate in events, ribbon cuttings, advocacy services, everything else that we provide.
So you do quite a few ribbon cuttings.
A few, yeah.
Quite a few.
You've been at many of them.
Yes, been at many of us. So, I mean, what is the reason behind the ribbon cutting, and how do people who are starting off get to do something like that?
Sure. Well, it's a great question, actually. We've now been at this so long that we recognize the buttons that we should press, and everybody should press, to help people get started into business. Being in business in Connecticut, we have a great state, and this is not a complaint, but we have a lot of rules and regulations that you must comply with. We help our members comply with those rules and regulations. But the reason for a ribbon cutting, quite frankly, is to give some thanks and attention to the man or woman who decided to put their really energy and money into starting a business. It's a major, major commitment they're making.
Right.
And there's no guarantees it would be successful. So it's primarily a social media event where the next day we have a whole host of photographs and explanations up on the website to explain the business and to really help them get started with in the form of a thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's important as well. So we do a lot of ribbon cuttings. So times are good in New London area.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So you do a lot of networking. Can you share a little bit about your opinions in regards to how important networking is, and for people having connections in the community so that, it can help businesses thrive?
Sure. Networking is definitely a key tenet of what we do. Creating a sense of belonging, becoming part of something bigger than yourself is a key part of the benefit of joining a regional chamber. But getting your name out there at the end of the day will always be key. You can be supportive of online shopping. You can feel however you want about that. But at the end of the day, significant business is done with the people you know, the people you're connected to, the people you respect and trust.
Yeah.
So networking is really the foundation of any strong chamber of commerce, I feel.
And no, that's absolutely true. And we're a small community when you get right down to it. We have about 240, 50 or something like that residents in Eastern Connecticut. And word gets out.
Yep.
And we still have a newspaper that's failed to some degree, but still pretty viable. And we try to get articles in that. So the networking part of a chamber is still very, very important. It's that personal contact.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of assurance, when you come to an event and people congratulate you and We cut a ribbon at your front door and thank the owner for taking the risk. And as I mentioned again and again, these small businesses are the people who really hire our friends and neighbors. The internet is great, and Amazon is great, and we all use it. But Amazon doesn't employ any of our local residents.
Mhm.
They don't pay any property taxes, which in turn supports our schools and our fire departments and so on. So the small business community is more critical and important than ever.
Yeah. So you've like you said earlier, you both talked about how you've done a great deal of ribbon cuttings. Can you talk on businesses coming to New London and how it's different than 5 to 10 years ago?
Well, thanks to electric boat, obviously, and offshore wind.
Yep.
The atmosphere, the climate, the business climate in the New London area has never been as good. All one has to do is walk down Bank Street or any of the streets around New London, look out the window here at the chamber, and you'll see the towers going up for the offshore wind.
Yeah.
There's a great sense of something really positive happening. And that's crucial. Confidence. It's all about confidence. Confidence in the region, confidence in the area, confidence in our government, quite frankly. If our government, I know, just got a bump up in their ratings. I think it was Standard & Poor's.
Yep.
And that speaks volumes to the business community. Small thing for most people, but in the world of finance, that's critically important.
Yeah.
So confidence is important.
Right. And we're doing a lot of building in New London, and as you guys have been to a lot of the things that are coming in, and there is a lot of vibrant energy. And how do you get businesses to understand how they need to do outreach to help themselves sometimes?
It's a good question. It's a big question. It's a good question. But education and awareness are also key tenets of the things that we provide. So for example, even just having the center, every Friday we have an expert from Miranda Creative who just lends an ear in marketing, graphic design, branding, what have you. Businesses can come in and get some sort of free brainstorming time. Every other Tuesday, we have Chelsea Groton Bank come in and they can look at your statements. They can just hear you out, see what's going on. So finance, marketing, PR, all of those things are areas we try to focus on, having heard from our members that that's what they'd like to learn about and understand. So we have workshops, like I said, the office hours, and any of our staff really can lend some expertise or get you to the right person. If you call us with a question, whether or not we have the answer, we know who does. So we try to be all about, again, networking, facilitating those connections, building business-to-business interactions. But we would like to think of the Innovation Center as a resource hub and the Chamber as an expansion of your name across the region and to all of our fellow members.
Yeah. So it sounds like you do a lot of collaborations.
Well, a lot. And I was just thinking as Megan was speaking, the Chamber, at least this chamber, I think it is, it's kind of the good housekeeping seal of approval. It's like if you belong to a chamber, you're kind of a legitimate business recognized by other businesses. And that's rather important in today's climate where there's so much, I'm not sure what to call it, shenanigans that's going on. I mean, we all get these sale pitches by the hour from various people selling you know what. It's just annoying. To be quite frank about it. But if we get a number of calls from people who, well, we're thinking of building an addition. Do you have any suggestions who might be a good, reliable builder? And, we have our suggestions and we tell them. We don't play favorites with anyone. Companies coming into the area, well, what's the best bank to work with? Our response to the like of that is to give them a list of all the banks who are members of the chamber. We don't give out banks' names with if they're not a member, because we don't
Okay.
know the details. So the chamber ends up being a little bit of a good housekeeping seal of approval for a lot of people.
Right. Okay. So before we close, is there anything that you want to share that we didn't touch on, that people would want to come and get a better understanding? Like what hours you're opening and
Yeah.
how they can make contact?
Yeah, absolutely. We're here at our Innovation Center. We're here on Eugene O'Neill Drive, generally 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday. Often here earlier and later than that. It's just the nature of working here. But we're also available always online on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and giving us a call anytime. Email as well. Like we just try to put everything out there, so reach us however you'd like to. But you can just Google it. Chamber of Commerce, Eastern Connecticut will come right up at the top. But we're grateful to our members. We're grateful to New London from a user experience standpoint. Moving here obviously was a huge project, but to be able to walk out the door and have lunch in 2 minutes, or if I needed to reach the train station or the ferry terminal, that is incredible. And we did not have that, unfortunately, in Waterford. So the convenience, the culture, it's just been great. It's been a great move.
And that's another benefit of our community is we are right next to the highway. We have the train and we have the boats, the ships that go in and out of the harbor, that transport people. So anything on the way out?
I just wanted to say that we're very fortunate, and I just want to give a tip of the hat to our state and local representatives. I mean, you folks work very hard. We know that because we see you at so many events. And I don't know if the public really realizes that that kind of a commitment is being made by all of, not just you, but all of our state and local officials. We had the mayor here today for a long meeting with a small business that's having some difficulty. And together, along with sector, we worked out a plan. And I will say one other thing, that New London, we're all very fortunate. We have a very diverse group of people in the region.
Yep.
And until we moved here, I don't know if many of us would go and order sushi or all kinds of different foods, whether it's Thai or Sri Lankan or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So New London has become an exciting place to be. It really has.
Yeah. Well, Tony, I thank you, and Megan, I thank you for the time to share with our community about the Chamber of Commerce. And we just thank you for tuning in to Rollin with Rep Nolan, and we wish everyone a great day.